All right, Micah Dion here again with a tip of the week. This week we're going to be starting a new topic and probably a short one, but tissue healing. So raise your hand if you've gotten an injury before, even if it's paper cut. Yep, Amy too. Yep, there we go. No, but it's obviously things get hurt, but our body is incredibly good at healing. Obviously, if we have any comorbid issues going on, any general medical issues going on, if you have an autoimmune disease, if you're an allergen, lack of water, dehydration, there's so many variables that are going to dictate your healing process. That's why we have tons of modalities like this ultrasound, electrical stimulation, though I use those very kind of sparsely in the clinic. There is just still some use to those. So we can use the knowledge of our healing rate to our advantage to see, okay, when can we start loading this tissue? When should we start moving it? When can we probably get that athlete back in the pool because that incision is going to be healed? So we can kind of take those things, tissues from bone to ligament to muscle to any other connective tissue is going to heal differently at different rates. That's another video we'll do in the future. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the basic healing processes. So boom, whack, Amy threw a rock at me. Ouch, Amy, don't do that. All right, so I have a big old bruise right here, maybe a laceration, okay? Right away, acute inflammatory response. So there's gonna be cells like macrophages and these mast cells that are like on high alert. They're kind of like the guard dogs of the body. They're like, oh, whoa, something's off here. Homeostasis, our equilibrium is a little thrown. We need to do something about it. So inflammation gets a wicked bad rap. It should get a bad rap when it sticks around for a chronic state and amount of time. We don't need it for that long. So 24 or that immediate, like kind of 24 to 72 hours, that's kind of our acute inflammatory response right there. So once that kind of gets going, all these cells kind of do their job. They kind of eat the dead cells, macrophages, type of white blood cell. So once they do their job, okay, boom, cascade of events happening. A lot of these are going to be overlapping. So it's not like, 72 hours is up, acute inflammatory response is done. No. That's not how it works. So depending on what's going on in the scenario, what type of tissue, and kind of where you're at, even your environment, your mental state, emotional state, that can dictate kind of how long you're going to be in each state as well. So once we move into that homeostasis or that inflammatory response, we're going to be going more into the proliferation response. So that kind of starts around, there's a little debate, 3 to 5 days. It kind of starts, it overlaps with that 72 hours quite a bit. But that's like kind of the collagen's trying to be deposited, kind of the wet brick is trying to be put down. So say, boom, my leg gets hit. Remember, Amy threw a rock at me. Ouch. So you get hit. Boom, bruises, everything like that. So the brick and mortar is kind of broken down. They have to clean it up. So now, proliferation. So they're kind of making the brick a little bit, all right? The bricklayers are coming in, laying it down. Okay, if some punk walked by or something like that and tried pushing it over, okay, they'd totally mess it up. We don't want that because it's not set yet. It's in proliferation. So that granulation cells kind of come in, all that collagen's being deposited, but it's not set. Okay, so it's later on, when we get to kind of 3 weeks or so, it's going to be into that, okay, collagen, it's getting a little bit stronger. That movement is obviously going to be put in depending on the seriousness of the wound or anything like that. As soon as we have a little bit of tension, we can be a little certain that we're not going to do any damage if we start moving it. That's when we're going to kind of start that motion a little bit, that days to weeks after, depending, again, it's all dependent on the type of injury and the severity of that injury. Weeks go into months, okay. With this, it would probably be very into the weeks, but that remodeling phase, that maturation phase, so within the word mature, okay, cells, things, tissues are maturing. So to heal properly, we need tension. We need that collagen to go through everyday life. If we have, if you want to think about some spaghetti in a bowl or something like that, if you just plop it down in a bowl, it's probably going to be intertwined with itself. If someone came in, I would never do this. That would be so messy. I would never do that. But if you went in and kind of tried spreading them out, okay, it might be a little bit more taut. They might be in a little bit more parallel to each other. Okay, that tension when you're pulling, when you're moving, when you're contracting muscles, it's going to make that collagen align like it really should be. If you ever look at scar tissue under a microscope, it's not going to look exactly the same as that, but depending on your healing and what you did during rehab or anything else, you could take one person with an ACL injury versus another with the same exact things, okay? They did the same exact rehab, but they could look differently because when they did it and how they did it could change that the initial response. So it's always important to listen to the body, listen to the pain, listen to the healthcare professional talking to you, but also you're the human being, it's your body. It's a two-way street. Whoever you're working with, yeah, inform them. How are you feeling? Be honest. That's all we ask for, or at least that's all I ask for. Be honest with me and we'll work together and we'll get you healed up, all right? So now that we started with tissue healing, we'll move on to more details later on with different types of tissues. Thanks.